Hello all heroes and welcome back to Invincible guarding the globe, and we have just had a massive update to the game. We've got some fresh patch notes, the update is live, and it definitely did not make my game crap its pants there for a second, but we got past it. So we are going to talk about version 2.2, and this update is exciting for many reasons, both in the patch notes and out of the patch notes. And you'll see what I mean by that just a second here. So, there's two main things, well, three, technically. We'll say three. There's three main things that these patch notes in this update has. First of all, a brand new mode, Restricted Arena. A new multiverse arena where you'll fight other players under restricted conditions every season. A new feature, Hero Reset. Can I get an amen? And the release, or soft release of Conquest in the game. In addition to that, we do have some changes here. Reward balancing for arena region rewards. Multiverse Arena Shop has been reworked. We're going to talk about that in a second. And they've swapped out the heroes in the Multiverse Arena. Thula and Lucan have been replaced by Agent Spider and Darkwing 2. Kid Omni-Man and Multipole are also present in the Arena Shop now, but I'm not sure why you would ever spend your resources on those two. A bunch of bug fixes, nothing too crazy. But yeah, basically, there's some biggies. I'm skipping past the bug fixes because I just want to talk about the stuff that actually matters, because there is a lot. First of all, Arena. Big Arena changes, and many of them, if not all of them, for the better, I'd say. First of all, there is now such a thing as Restricted Arena. This is a mode that is in addition to the main arena here. When you go into the arena, you'll see this little button here in the bottom left-hand corner. It starts up as Open Arena. If you click on it, you go to Restricted Arena. Now, this is an arena where every week you are going to need certain heroes to participate. And I absolutely love this. So let's break it down here. First of all, there's a calendar icon here, and this kind of shows you what to expect for the foreseeable future. As you can see, right now, the requirements are from Worlds Beyond. I'm having a very good time with this, as you might imagine. In 5 days and 6 hours, the next one is going to be Viltrumites. Another one I'm going to have a very good time with. After that is Earth Defenders, then Guardians of the Globe, and then Defending, the Defender hero type. This is so cool because not only does it give you a fantastic excuse to build other heroes, but said heroes are suddenly going to actually have a place in the meta. Like, especially Guardians of the Globe characters, who otherwise might be getting no action at all. They're now going to be able to participate, and you're going to actually have to think about whether or not you want to allocate your resources to those characters. That is amazing, and I love it. Additionally, it has its own leaderboard with its own leagues and its own rewards. And the rewards include, but are not limited to, the gems and the arena store currency. Thank goodness. Anything to get more currency is amazing. Speaking of getting the currency, the Restricted Arena has its own cards. You'll notice in the Open Arena, the cards are yellow. We've seen those for a long time now. If we go to Restricted Arena, their cards are kind of a pink color. They are totally separate from the Open Arena, which is something I prefer, to be quite honest. So if we go into battle here, you will see that we can only use From Worlds Beyond, and we will only be facing against other From Worlds Beyond teams. I shouldn't have any trouble smoking this team because just on raw stats alone, I am vastly superior. Yeah, I didn't think we were going to have too much trouble there. Easy peasy. Nice. You will notice for the rewards, instead of the 60 that we get from Open Arena, we get 100 tokens from the restricted arena. So you're effectively doubling your potential income by having more than one source for the green arena shop currency. And it's in just this whole other thing, which is just so cool. Plus, like I said, it's got its own leagues, its own rewards, which means more weekly rewards, which is never a bad thing. I believe it runs... Okay, yeah. The seasons run around the same time in Open Arena and Restricted Arena, so your leagues will update at the end of each season. This is cool. This is really cool. I'm not sure how many tokens you get, or how much currency you get if you lose a fight. I imagine it'd be probably like 40 or something. I have not yet lost a fight because my team is way over these guys. Let's take on these guys. Maybe they'll get lucky and I'll be able to see. Probably not, which, you know, is hardly the worst problem to have, but we will see. My Allen got shredded. Okay. Maybe we'll lose this fight after all. Well, let's see. Admittedly, my Allen probably could be better built. Okay, yeah, we are going to lose this fight. Well, we're going to find out. How much currency do you get from a loss? That works out well. You get... Okay, 30. So still a little bit more than you get from losing a fight in the open arena. That's okay. That is still a-okay with me. Speaking of the currency, we have had some arena shop changes. If we take a peek at this bad boy, you're going to see a few changes. First of all, we have the restricted multiverse clearances. You'll notice it's 5 clearances for 350 currency. You're going to want to get that every time because, assuming you play it smart and you win all of your fights, that's 500 currency for a net gain of 150 of the green arena currency. Bonus points for the fact that you might also get better rewards from the leaderboard. So that is a pickup you always want to get. We also do have some other artifacts. We now have the Flaxen Anti-Aging Bracelet, which is actually pretty good, and the Martian Spear, which is not half bad. The Flaxen Anti-Aging Bracelet is actually pretty dang good. It is simple, but it is really effective in its simplicity. It just straight up reduces a hero's main ability cooldown. You would not catch me blaming you if you wanted to go for this. I personally am not. I'm going to stick with going for Agent Spider. But, like I said, if you wanted to go for that, you would not catch me blaming you. Nothing too different in there except for the restricted multiverse clearances. I suspect this is going to be the main source of the restricted arena clearances. But like I said, every time you see it, you should just go for it, because as long as you play it smart, I mean, there is a little bit of gambling to it, because of course you got to actually win your fights. But as long as you play it smart, it is a net gain. So just kind of take that under advisement. Maybe don't go too whole hog now, because literally you could sneeze and you'd get through the intern league. So stockpile until you get to some of the higher leagues that are more important. However, I am going to do the forbidden act of doing some refreshes, because I also want to show you something here. Oh, actually, you know what? Hey, like I said, whenever you see it, go for it. And I'm going to do that. Let's refresh again. I mean, I love getting them, but I'm trying to pull up one of the elites here. Again, the odds are not supposed to be that high, I don't think. What are the odds? 9%. Okay, I mean, I guess they're not actually. I guess 9% is pretty good. There he is. Okay. Agent Spider and all elites now in the shop are reduced from 5,000 currency to 4,000 currency. Now, on paper, that change doesn't sound like a lot. Until you realize that our currency income has more than doubled, effectively, because not only do you get the usual stuff from of course the open arena, that's all the same, that's unchanged. But now we get currency from winning fights in the intern league. The amount of currency you get is actually quite a bit higher than in the open arena, and you get currency from the leaderboard for the restricted arena. So literally, I can get into this fight here, and like I said, you get 5 of the tickets for 350 currency. I get in here, I win this fight, and then I've made 100 back of it already, and I've still got 4 more to get. As long as you win, because if we're talking, you spend 350 for 5. If you win 3 fights and lose 2 fights, that's 360. As long as you win at least 3 fights of the 5 access cards that you buy, then you get a net gain of currency. That's not half bad to me. Or even if you want to, like let's say your Earth's your From Worlds Beyond and your Viltrumites are good. Maybe your Earth's Defenders, not so much. You could wait and stockpile, just kind of do the bare minimum to maintain leagues, and then wait until you get to a season with a restriction that you are more attuned to. Right now, I'm pushing I'm pushing pretty good because, you know, From Worlds Beyond and then later on Viltrumites, I'm pretty stacked on both of those, so, you know, I'm having a good time. But I'm getting distracted here. The point is, more currency, a lot more currency, and elite heroes are now cheaper. So you know what? I'm gonna say it. I no longer hate the arena shop. The arena shop gets a firm nod from me. So yeah, that's the arena. Massive, massive update, and that on its own is update worthy, and we're not even close to done with this extremely chunky update. Because now we can retire heroes. Yes. I have already done a massive spring cleaning of my account here. I mulched the spare maulers I had because at the end of the day, especially post Powerplex, it's more efficient to just build up diversity for your criminal team. As cool as a mauler team, as a full mauler team is, it's just not worth it. My spare Invincible that I accidentally made, I did mulch. However, I'm not going to mulch the duplicate because I like duplicate. Now, let's talk about the details of this, because there is some stuff to unpack here. When you click on a character, there's a new button down here that says reset. And on this case, I can't do anything with him because he's currently chilling in a GTA op somewhere. In fact, I think all of my heroes probably are. So let's cancel. Actually, you know what? We just finished up getting some artifact XP. How about that? We're not going to restart that for now so that we can have it as an example. Now, if we take a look at Cecil here and go to reset, you will notice that we can reset his rarity. What it's going to do is it's going to put Cecil down to an Elite Plus copy, and then to make up for that, we get some random Elite Plus fodder heroes. Now, there's some important things to note. You'll notice we get the Elite Plus copy up top there. It's going to put him back to level 1. It's going to take off any gear and artifacts he has. You get to keep that, but you don't get to keep any resources you had invested into him, so just kind of keep that in mind. And then the 2 mystery heroes will be from the rare heroes pool. So, you know, you're not going to be getting anything crazy there. It's going to be rare heroes no matter what. Now, if we take a peek at, let's do Lucan here. Let's say I just got really tired of Lucan. Take that back. Let's say I got really tired of Shrinking Ray. There we go. I don't have to cancel anything for that. If I take her from Epic Plus 5 stars to Elite Plus, I would get, in addition to the 1 copy I'm resetting, I would also get 8 Elite Plus copies of Shrinking Ray and 10 Elite Plus copies of GDA fodder. So effectively, you get everything back that an equivalent of everything back that you used to power them up. Now, there's a couple caveats here. First of all, let's say I used a bunch of Cecils to power up my Shrinking Ray. I will not get those Cecils back. if I hit this reset button, I would probably get a bunch of duplicates, or, which actually is an interesting idea, because then I could power up my duplicates some more. We're not going to do that, though, because I need the numbers for my GDA ops. I'm tempting, but I'm not going to do that. You'd get things like duplicates, Rexplodes. You're not going to get those Cecils back if you used what I'm going to refer to as a premium hero to power up your character. Additionally, this is important to note, it does require gems, and how many gems it requires scales on how high you have them up. So, like, this Cecil, he's exceptional plus. I mean, technically speaking, I wouldn't even reset him because I could still use him as fodder, but it would take 10 gems. Now, let's say this epic war woman, I wanted to reset her. It would take 50 gems. Scaling up. I think my highest one here is this Mauler. If I wanted to reset him, it would take a lot more. There is a caveat to how you can reset. You cannot reset anybody that is over Omnipotent Plus. Because quite frankly, if you've got them up that high, you're kinda committed, let's be real here. But anything Omnipotent Plus and under, you can reset. Just keep in mind, the higher the rarity, the more gems it's going to cost for you to reset them. So like, again, for the War Woman, it would be 50, because I only have her at Epic. I don't even have her Epic Plus. But the Shrinking Ray, it would take 170, because she's Epic Plus 5 stars. There was probably going to be one or two people who moan and groan a little bit about it costing gems. And, let's just say I'm not an owl, because I don't give a hoot. I don't care that it costs gems. I am so happy to be able to fix my account, because I've had that extra epic Invincible just chilling for a while. Some other characters that I kind of regretted powering up, if I'm being totally honest. This is great. This is fantastic. I am A-okay with this. And you know what? Yeah, it costs a little gems. But let's be real here, it's not even that many, and quite frankly, yeah, it's because you made a mistake in the first place, powering up the characters. I mean, yeah, I made the mistake of not unchecking the guy when I did the rank up. You know, oopsie poopsie, that was technically on me. I don't even care that it costs gems. The fact that I can reset characters delights me. And, like I said, me personally, I want to have one functional copy of each character. But if I didn't want that, I could do something like mulch this Shrinking Ray or mulch this Darkwing 2 and use that fodder for other characters. I'm not going to do that because, like I said, I care more about having bodies, and I need bodies for GDA ops because I actually did unlock that 6th slot because I just wanted more. So, yeah. I'm not going to do that, but whenever you make a mistake and accidentally power up somebody to Epic Plus, like I said, it costs a little bit of gems, which some people are going to see as a downside. But frankly, I'm just happy to actually have this in the first place. I'm just so happy to have the option to mulch heroes in the first place. You don't even know. It makes me very, very pleased. Oh yeah, we also have this little thing here where it's like one of those paid piggy banks. If you've played mobile games before, this is nothing new. I see no reason to bother with this. I mean, it's dirt cheap if you wanted to go for it, but that will not be. So yeah. So that's Arena covered. That is Retiring Heroes covered. And now we have the season finale, Event Nightmare. And through that, we have the reveal of Conquest, which means we're most likely going to be getting Conquest later on in this week, probably in a couple days. But this nightmare has effectively confirmed that Conquest is coming to the game. Now, if we do take a little peek at him, we kind of get a sneak peek of what he has. He is a defender role, which is kind of interesting. A lot of people thought he was going to be attacker, but to be fair, if there was a Viltrumite to be a defender, it probably would be Conquest, because he is just the unbreakable. He is, of course, Viltrumite, Invader, Melee, Flying. I mean, that all makes sense. And his ability here does Decent damage. I mean, that's a pretty good multiplier for a defender and can silence the main target. And then if we take a peek at a high level version all the way up top here, we'll see that multiplier can go up to 400%, silencing the target, and then he gains a shield based on his attack stat, which will no doubt be very impressive. So, that's all we have as far as his kit right now. That's all we can see at the very least. We'll have to wait until a little bit later on in the week to see what we're cooking with there, but this is confirmation that Conquest is a coming. Like I said, it was 90% certain I'd say that Conquest was coming, and this has now confirmed it. I will also make a note here. Looking at the new restricted arena, the first event is From Worlds Beyond, the second event is Viltrumites. This makes me think that going forward, they're going to theme these seasons based on when a character's coming out, at least for the first couple weeks when a character is released. I think that's pretty dang cool. You know what? I think that is all right. I think that is pretty sweet. So yeah, Conquest coming in the very near future. Yeah, so that covers that. It is also mentioning that, as far as I know, you do not get the restricted arena tickets from your dailies or anything like that. The biggest, most reliable source seems to be actually getting them in the arena shop. And as you just saw, I actually got them kind of frequently, funny enough. That might have been just sheer dumb luck. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Point is, buying them from the arena shop seems to be the best way to get access to the restricted arena. Bonus points for the fact that it does help boost up your shop levels slowly but surely. Not the worst thing in the world. So yeah, that about covers it. I don't think anything too crazy has happened other than that. I mean, I say that like that wasn't massive already. There's a couple new things. Like there's a new campaign chapter. There's a new artifact called Oxygen Helmet. Also, call me crazy, but the story chapters have gotten a little better actually. Season 1 especially was just oops all clones, but I think they're kind of finding themselves a little bit. Call me crazy, but I think the story here is getting a little bit better. I mean, it is still a mobile game level story, but I mean, you know, I didn't hate it. Call me crazy, but I didn't hate it. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at here. Also a little note, I thought I was going to be so good and record videos in advance, including my limited to the highly requested tier list. And then after that, the patch notes came out, so I had to move that out a day. So the tier list video and another video after that are actually going to be before this update. So, you know, such is life. Every time I try to get ahead is exactly when they release patch notes. One more thing. If I'm doing the math correctly, this was actually a 3-week turnaround from Powerplex to Conquest. Powerplex was released, it'll be 3 weeks ago as of this Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Usually it's a 4-week turnaround. Now that could be because they're trying to feed off the hype, which is a very wise decision, I will say. So maybe they made sure to fast track that a little bit, which, you know, probably a wise decision. But if they could keep the pace of a 3-week character release, that's kind of okay, actually. I'm down with that. I'm 100% down with that, because 3 weeks, that's not half bad. But yeah, so update 2.2, absolutely huge. It's not showing my heroes fighting there for a second. It's whatever, who knows. The emulator does not always play well, but that is okay. Massive update, massive news, massive improvements, especially considering that I declare my multiverse shop feud ended. The characters are cheaper, the currency is more plentiful, and at the end of the day, that's all I wanted, and I'm happy. I am happy as a clam. So yeah, let me know what you think about this update down in the comments below, and we shall see you next time. Have a good one.